Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Brielle if you're new here, and today I want to talk about bamboo care. So I have received a lot of questions about bamboo care for a while, and so I'm really excited to finally make this video for you guys. First, just a little backstory. I got this plant back in 2014, 2015, and I got it at a little nursery, and I just bought it as just the stalks. They were just rooted stalks in water, and so it has lived in water ever since. And at first I was super worried. I had no idea what I was doing, especially with bamboo, but she ended up sticking with me through thick and thin, and she is still here to this very day, which I am so thankful for. I know at first bamboo can be a little tricky to figure out, but it's really easy. All you need is some key tips on their care requirements, learn what they need and what they like, and it will be an easy journey from there. Also, I want to mention these care requirements and tips and tricks that I want to give you guys are just things that I do for my plant. I know everyone does everything differently with their plants at home, so I just wanted to put that out there and let you guys know that everything that I'm going to tell you is what I do for my bamboo plant. So let's get into lighting. I put my bamboo plant, always have, in medium to low light. I have never put it in a spot where it receives direct light or even bright indirect light. And mine has seemed to like it. It has no problems with it. At one point I even put it in a bathroom that had no windows, and it seemed perfectly fine. I wouldn't suggest doing that. That's the only spot that I had at the moment. So I would definitely go with a medium lit room, and I think it will do perfectly fine. I would avoid direct light. Maybe at first, I'm sure you can acclimate your bamboo to live in a brighter lit area, but with direct light I would not do that because I would not want to cause any scorching to the leaves. So let's move on to soil or water. Mine has always lived in a vase filled with river rocks and water, and that's it. And it has seemed to like it. I can't even show the full plant because it's so big. It has grown perfectly fine. My past bamboos that I tried to experiment with after I got this one, the ones that were in soil did not do well. I'm not sure if it's just a watering technique you have to get down, but I've always found my luck if it's in just a vase with rocks and water. Simple. I actually had a friend who bought a bamboo plant that was in soil, and he was also having a lot of issues with it. Just the stalks were yellowing and we couldn't figure it out. So I suggested to him to remove it from its soil and place it into a vase with rocks and water, and it was fine. So whichever way is easier for you, if you find that it's in soil and you're not really having problems with that, then leave it in soil. But if you do have some problems, try switching it over to a vase with water and see how that goes for you. Next, I want to go over watering. With this plant, it's actually very easy. I just put more water in the vase when I see the water levels are getting low, and I just top it off with more water. I use purified water. They do not like tap water. It causes yellowing and browning to the leaves, and they're just one of those picky plants. They want purified water. I used to make watering days a lot harder on myself. When I would go to water, I would clean out the entire vase and take out the rocks, plant everything, and rinse it all off and put fresh water in it. The plant looked very stressed out, and it did not like when I would disturb its place in its pot. So I stopped doing that, and now I just top it off with water when I see it's getting low. And with the bamboo plant, you can use purified, spring, or distilled water. I would just avoid tap water at all costs. Fertilizing is something I should be doing a lot more often, but I have realized that this plant is a trooper and I haven't fertilized for years. When I first brought her home, I used to fertilize it was every other month or so. I would buy a specific fertilizer for the bamboo plant. It was always different brands, so I can't name like a specific brand, but it was for bamboo plants, and it's like in a little green bottle, and I would just add a couple drops to the water. But I fell off from doing that, which is bad, but I have realized it's been years and it's still putting out new growth. It's way taller than when I first brought her home, so I would say I don't think I really need the fertilizer. So don't worry about it. If you forget, I don't think the bamboo is gonna mind. Eventually, I probably will try to give it some fertilizer just to help give it some more energy, because I'm sure she's running low. Another thing I like to do with my bamboo is make sure I wipe off the leaves. From sitting in, corners, just sitting in the house, it will collect a lot of dust on the foliage, and that can block any light that the plant is trying to absorb, and we don't want that, because we want the plant to get energy from that light and produce more new growth. So every 2 weeks or so, I will put my bamboo plant into a shower and just give her a beautiful shower with, I would say, lukewarm water. I don't like to use super cold or not super hot, just lukewarm, and I rinse off the leaves and get it nice and clean, and she loves it. So make sure you do that every now and then. It's really good for your plants, and they will love you for it. Another thing I want to touch on is when you do see any brown tips, you can either leave them or you can get some scissors and just cut off the browning. It's optional, you don't have to do it, but I tend to do it sometimes. If the brown tips are getting too long, then I'll just go in and trim the ends off. It doesn't hurt the plant, and like I said, it's completely optional. When to repot your lucky bamboo. So I have repotted mine 3 times since I brought her home, and at first it was just in a tiny little vase with pebbles, and then the root system gets longer, and you can see it in the vase. The roots will start to just be all over the place, so that's a good sign that it needs more room to grow. So then I went up to a medium vase, and once I saw the roots just taking over the vase, I took it out, and now it's in a pretty large vase, and I'm sure I'll have to put it in an even bigger vase soon. You can keep doing this if you want it to get bigger. If you want it to stay small, just keep it in that little small vase, and you can even take it out, trim the roots to stunt the growth if you want it to stay at that size. That's, again, completely optional to you. I want mine to be huge, so I'm going to continue to keep repotting it and let it just take over my home. So I hoped this video helped you with your bamboo, or I hope it inspired you to maybe go get a bamboo for your home. They're really easy once you just figure out what they need. And it's probably one of my easiest plants in my collection. I don't have to do anything except for when I see the water getting low, giving it some water, and then the occasional shower, really. They really are a beautiful plant and super easy to care for. If you have any questions or comments, make sure to leave them down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video.